You are standing at the edge of a river. On the other side is food. Behind you is a predator. You have two options: jump in or die. What would you do 300,000 years ago? Ancient humans jumped in. But here is what nobody tells you. They had no swimming lessons, no YouTube tutorials, no floaties. They just figured it out. And what they figured out will genuinely surprise you. First, let's settle something important. Humans are not natural swimmers, not even close. Your closest relatives, chimps, gorillas, orangutans, are all terrified of water. Throw a chimp into a river, and it sinks immediately. Not because it is stupid, but because great apes are simply not built for water. Too much muscle, too little fat, wrong body shape entirely. And yet, here you are, able to swim. Why? The answer starts with something you probably did before you could walk. Babies. Newborn human babies placed in water will instinctively hold their breath and move their arms and legs in a swimming motion. Scientists call this the bradycardic response. A newborn baby knows how to swim before it knows how to stand. That reflex disappears after around 6 months, but the fact that it exists at all tells us something extraordinary. Somewhere deep in human biology, water left a mark. Here is what archaeology found. The earliest evidence of ancient humans swimming goes back over 100,000 years. Not a guess, not a theory, evidence. In caves in Italy near Rome, archaeologists found shells collected by Neanderthals from depths of up to 4 meters underwater. 4 meters! That means Neanderthals were not just waiting, they were diving, holding their breath, going underwater on purpose. For food. And then there is the Cave of Swimmers. In Egypt's western desert, archaeologists discovered cave paintings dating back around 10,000 years, showing small human figures with arms and legs extended in unmistakable swimming positions. The oldest swimming pool in the world, found in Mohenjo-Daro, dates to 2800 BC. But humans were swimming tens of thousands of years before anyone built a pool. They swam in rivers, in lakes, in oceans. Not for fun at first, for survival. 3 reasons: food, escape, and exploration. Food first. Rivers and coastlines were some of the richest food sources on Earth. Fish, shellfish, crabs, eels. Humans who could swim had access to food that land-only humans could never reach. Scientists believe the fatty acids from fish and shellfish actually helped grow the human brain. Let that sink in. Swimming may have made us smarter. Escape second. When a predator is behind you and a river is in front of you, you have a choice. Ancient humans learned quickly that most big predators, lions, leopards, hyenas, would not follow them into deep water. The river was a wall that only humans could cross. And exploration third. Ancient humans spread across the entire planet. Islands, coastlines, river systems. You cannot do that without swimming. Some ancient migration routes scientists have mapped are impossible to explain without humans crossing open water. They did not build boats first. They swam first. Here is the dark twist. Not all ancient humans swam. And this is the part that changes how you see history. Across large parts of ancient Europe, Northern Asia, and the Middle East, people did not swim. Not because they could not, but because they were afraid to. For these cultures, water was sacred, dangerous, magical, something you did not put your body into. The Greek historian Herodotus wrote that Persians took great care to never urinate or spit into a river. They would not even wash their hands in one. They revered rivers too much to enter them. And in ancient Mesopotamia, modern-day Iraq and Syria, swimming was so rare that when someone could swim, it was remarkable enough to write down. Two completely different relationships with water. Same planet, same species. One group swam across oceans to discover new worlds. The other group would not even touch a river. The difference between them was not ability, it was culture. Here is the part that stays with you. Ancient humans who lived near water developed something extraordinary over generations. Ear bones. Researchers found a specific bone growth inside the ears of ancient coastal humans called an external auditory exostosis. It is a bony lump that grows inside the ear canal when you spend a lot of time in cold water. Surfers get it today. They call it surfer's ear. Ancient humans who lived near the ocean had it too, which means they were not just occasionally swimming. They were in the water so often, their bones literally changed shape to adapt. Their bodies rewrote themselves for water.
Because that is what ancient humans did. They did not wait for the environment to be comfortable. They jumped in. They adapted. They survived. So did ancient humans know how to swim? Yes. Over 100,000 years ago, before written language, before metal tools, before civilization. Ancient humans were already diving 4 meters underwater for food, swimming across rivers to escape predators, crossing open ocean to discover new lands. Their bones literally changed shape from spending so much time in the water. And that baby reflex, the one that makes newborns hold their breath underwater, that is still inside you right now. 300,000 years of water, still written in your body. We evolved. Barely.